so much sugarcane. uh, I used to farm sugarcane and well, actually in very innovative manner. It's like, I farmed sugarcane in lines. And a lot of the time back in the day, people just used to shove it on the side of a river. But I started making it in lines. And then I figured out that I can actually use the water. Instead of like just letting the water come in from a river or something like that. That I could use the water in a bucket and make infinite water. Now this is how I discovered infinite water was a thing, you know. And that transformed my sugarcane empire into what it became, you know. And I farmed so much sugarcane. I remember I farmed so much sugarcane that... how far did I go? I don't actually know how far my sugarcane actually went. You know what, these two are outside my border. I'll leave them. I'm just trying to think to myself. Yay, black bear. Yeah, the black bear is very nice. I really love the Mo Creatures mod. I feel like, you know, that would be a great idea. You know what, I'll make a mod pack. You know, we could get a Boomy and we could get Tomato. And we could all play on that one mod pack. It's like a modded series. That feels like a nice idea. I do also want to do a modded series with berry and rolls at some point as well. That's also on the agenda. This area feels so barren without all of this sand and all of this, you know, thingy here. I think my first objective is actually getting rid of all of this water over here. I'm probably going to have to go grab some of the sand that actually, no. I have a great idea on how I can do that. Can't fill in that just yet. But let me know how that sounds to you, Boomy. Do you like the idea of a, what do you call it, modded series? We can get the, what's it called? It's a Mo Creatures, it's not is it reimagined? I'm not sure if that's the name or not. But it's basically like a remaster of the original Mo Creatures mod. And I think it goes up to like 1.16, so I thought that would be quite fun to do. Let's see. I thought about bringing that into this world, you know, the new version, because it does go to 1.12.2 as well. But I never got around to doing so, and the thing is, I don't think I will ever get around to doing so, unless I had someone that was so intricate and knowledgeable about how to transfer data from one to the other, because I would lose so many animals, and that would just be like, I would not want that, you know. Especially my dinosaurs as well. I want to update that mod pack, but I'm afraid that it might delete some of them. And that would be terrible. I would feel terrible with that. Let's see. There we go. So that is actually not looking too bad, to be honest. I do have a little bit of water sproutlets just scattered around that I can just fill in now. But this actually looks quite nice. I think I might leave some of these I love just adding, like, you know, blue to these biomes. It just adds so much. Now, our next goal... What time are we at anyway? We're almost at the 20-minute mark. Our next goal for this would probably be to break this down. And I get some of those yummy bone blocks. Can't beat some good bone blocks, I tell you. Alright, let me break these bone blocks. That scared the absolute life out of me. Some water bottles fell. I'd stacked them up and they just fell, and it just gave me like the worst heart attack ever. I need to get I'm breaking this and I realize I do not have silk touch on it. You know what, I don't care. I don't care. I know it's probably historical glass, but I don't care. Normally I'm like, you know, very into the history stuff, but I don't have silk touch and I can't go all the way back and grab silk touch. What are you wanting, huh? Get out of here. I said get out of here. Thank you. Alright. So we're going to go and probably just fill in this entire pool. Fill that pool in. And go like that. Now we're actually going to break all of this down. So that is my plan. We are going to break all of this down. There we go. Yeah, I think this would actually look so much nicer if I... There's just a black bear. The black bear is just chilling, I tell you. Oh, I got a wooden battle axe. I really do want to do a challenge. If any of you have heard of the challenge, get the, weapon off of a... I don't know the actual name again, it's been a while. But is you get the weapon off of a mob. I really do want to do that challenge. I feel like that would be such a fun challenge. Is where you basically get weapons off of your mobs. And it's not too bad, to be honest. It's not too bad. It's not overly complicated. Some people like to do it like kind of like the gun games from like, some of those COD games and all that. And it's not too bad, to be honest. It can be rough if you're new to it, to be honest. Dang, someone's going 80 miles per hour in a 20-mile area. Crazy. Oop, I fell in the water and I could not get out of the water. Alright, so let us go and fill up all of this. Alright, let me go grab some more sand now. There we go. It's gotta be sad to lose this hill, but in the long term, I feel like if I got rid of this hill, it would be so beneficial to this area. It's gotta be sad because I know this hill specifically, specifically because of a particular memory of how we got our first rabbit, that being Bunny Friend, and I remember hiding behind this rock after fighting a super powerful zombie, and some of these mobs might have actually been around at that time. That's a weird thing. Like that black bear has probably been here for over 1,000 episodes at this point. And that's a super strange part about it, You don't realize how much time just passes, but also when it comes for something to erode away, you don't realize how fast it'll erode away. There we go. So let us go, and I was about to fill in that gap, and then I realized, you know what, I'm gonna be breaking this entire thing down, so what's the point of filling in the gap? There is some water still down the hill that I need to block up. There we go. Not too bad, and then there should be another group right here. And there we go. You know what, I'm really interested in doing sugarcraft now. I don't know what it is, but I just have it in my head that I really want to do it now. It's very strange that. Should I do sugarcraft soon? I could do that for a stream, shouldn't I? I think if I do sugarcraft, I'm going to go for a older update. And it's not because, like, of anything specifically, but it is kind of something specifically. And that is, I have memories of the older Minecraft back in the day. And yeah, I won't be able to use my skin, I don't think so. There is that skin bug back then. But at the same time, it does not really matter, to be honest. I remember just being that Steve in Minecraft PE days. And just, building to my heart's content that sugarcane farm. It was when I was clearing out a bunch of my worlds that I must have accidentally went onto it, and then I decided, you know what, there's nothing here, without realizing what was there, and deleted it. I do want to save a bunch of my other worlds, because these are very historical Minecraft PE worlds. Some of them go back, to 2013 and all that, so I wanted to save those worlds eventually. So I want to try and figure out how to transfer Minecraft PE worlds to Bedrock. That is my goal. That is my goal. Before it's too late, because I have like worlds that were like testing out the new Minecraft functions, like slime. When slime was first introduced, I thought about how it would actually work, and I remember specifically making a Minecraft Mario, Super Mario. Now, it did not look anything like, you know, Super Mario, and I remember specifically like the jumps and all that. They changed a lot of how slime blocks actually worked back in the day, but I specifically remember, you know, testing out the jumps and all that using slime blocks as, you know, oh, I'm just getting like memories now. Very faded memories, but I do remember them very specifically. It doesn't feel that long ago, to be honest. You don't realize how long something's, you know, happened until you start thinking about it more and more and more. It's sad, but at the same time, you know, you've grown past that moment. Something that I always say, like, though the moment has gone, it will always live on with you. But also, I also like to think, time doesn't move. Our entire lives are just captured in still frames, you know, and it's just replayed over and over and over again. Every single moment, present, past, and future, you know. And I like to think about it as kind of like a movie, you know. The past moments, you know, that went and passed on, but they're always still replaying. Every good memory, every bad memory. Just a never-ending cycle of just replaying. I know it sounds weird, that, to be honest. Just a still, you know, moment, you know, every second, you know, is a different frame. Kind of like a, you know, stop motion. That's how I would describe it. Kind of like a stop motion. But also, I think that's kind of nice. Like, even though the moments past, it's still living on that way through time. As we move past time, but time does not move itself. There we go. What could we talk about instead of getting super sad talk, you know? How about we talk about specifically one moment of wait, one. Just went clear out my head. Just went clear out my head. You know what? We'll talk about that instead. Does any of you remember the My Little Pony iOS game before it became, you know, cash grab? I remember that game. It was so great. It was really good, I tell you, before it just became basically what Heyday became. No one plays Heyday now. Heyday's just a waste of trash, I tell you. Just a waste of trash. Like, people love to farm. People love to farm in games. But if you know, make that a terrible experience, they don't want to play your farm game no more. And that's what Heyday has become. That is what Heyday has become. Now, back to the My Little Pony game. I remember it so specifically, like, you know, starting it up. I actually remember my first ever true iOS game that I downloaded myself was this. It's kind of like Ace Combat. You would get aircraft and then you would fight with that aircraft against the enemy. And it was really cool. It was on the iOS and you used your, you know, what call it, the iPad's, the function to move around. And that was so fun, I tell you. That was so fun. I remember that. And I remember the first game that was already downloaded was Simpson. The, you know, Simpsons game that you could download. And I think it's actually been cancelled now, that game. Just recently. But it was, it was basically like any other, you know, thing like Heyday and all that, you know. You're doing a bunch of tasks, you collect a bunch of donuts, you buy more buildings, and, you know, just continue on that way. A property game, you know. And it wasn't too bad, that game, to be honest. I only played a tiny bit of it. That was more Barry's game. Specifically, that's what they said.